9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar, crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it out in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all, we are all one, we are all one, we are all. Pick me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow. Superstar.
Hey everyone! Good afternoon, good morning to those who are in central or further or western time zones. You're on East time zone. It is afternoon. So yes, Merry Christmas. It is that time of year. And today, Jam 420 is the wiener. Oh, geez, this is hilarious. You guys will crack up when you see what Fred Hill just said. It goes along with today's topic. It's either Frying or Fred. Yes. So it is this is the same crap she did the very first time I went to Tennessee and when I talked to Fred, that's when she started freaking out. That's what made me realize that something, because I had kind of started to be cool with Jody Sue at a time, like right before I went to Tennessee the first time, because people had me convinced that she was a victim of domestic violence, and I felt bad for her because of everything she was going through. I know it must be difficult being with somebody for that long, and then your whole life, all at once just falling apart. I understand, but I don't understand these tactics and distraction tactics that she's using. I don't understand. I mean, I am starting to understand. I understand she's afraid of something. It really shows me. I mean, I'm putting 2 and 2 together here in my head. Well, why is Jody Sue so scared? And why does it always seem to be revolve around Fred? Well, Fred's been the only one. I mean, I think of the history, and he's been the only one that's he's been the most honest of anybody. Fred just said that Jody Sue knew better than he said that she's just jealous because I wouldn't have anything to do with her fat ass, and me and you are really closer than anyone knows. Oh, because she was trying to say, look what she's trying to say. I go, LOL, did she try sleeping with you? And he goes, no one scares me but the good Lord above. She knew better than trying. I would have hurt her feelings. Oh, buddy. Because I said, the reason why he said something about us knowing each other better than people think is because I go, does she really think you're going to get scared from talking to me? You know me at this point and know my intentions are good. Jody Sue is a scared little puppy. No one takes her seriously. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to, well, maybe I won't. I don't want to. I'll show you what, though, I'm talking about, what got me talking about this. Ziggy has a hunchback. Crawford. Oh, are you related to Marlena Crawford? So this is what got me started here. Why? Fred said he doesn't stoop that low. Anyways, I didn't know what he meant by that. I was like, did she try sleeping with you or something? But, ew, Layla, that is not ladylike. Thank God you swallow, though, because we don't want any more of you around. The dog agrees, I bet. Ew! You dirty girl. So, yeah, you might as well just block that person if she's going to start, can't have a normal conversation. But for some reason, Jody Sue posted this and somebody sent it to me. I'm guessing it was today. I don't know. Well, it says 8 hours ago when the person sent it to me, but, Dear Fred, Sniffalump Bones has a secret. Ziggy, Yennefer, etc. and crew. True crime tragedy pimps turning bodies into bucks one case at a time in the hills. Jody Sue, you have, according to you, you're not involved at all. Like, at all. You may have heard a freaking fake scream in your head, but that is not, you are the biggest, like, you are the biggest liar in this case. Why is that? Why do you keep doing things like this? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me unless she's scared. Because I know she talks about me occasionally and stuff and talks shit. It's comes with the territory. But now, like, she's really focused ever since Ryan began talking to Fred. She's scared. I think Chris was on to her quite a long while ago when he said on Doug's she was lying. Yep. Fred said she's so nasty and not in a good way. Oh, gosh. Let me pull up my chat on my phone. It makes it easier for me to... Oh, shoot.
Kansas, thank you. Oh, God bless you.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Justin was live. I'm sorry, J-Dog. Okay. I could believe she had the nerve to come in the chat the other day. Hey, like, she's welcome in the, I know, I'm not gonna, there's no reason for me to talk to her or have her up on panel. Like, she just sits here and lies. There's no reason. I mean, I saw her in the chat. I could have been like, hey, you want to come up here and answer some things, or you want to talk about this? First of all, I really don't think she would. And if she did, she would just sit there and would not answer questions. She would talk condescendingly, as if like I'm stupid or something, which is really hilarious because I don't think I'm that stupid. I've found out a lot about you and talked to a lot of people surrounding the case, and it's easy for me to do simple math. 2 + 2 = 4, and you, in this case, 2 + 2 = you being guilty, having guilty knowledge. That's why you're scared. You have guilty knowledge. And you're afraid you're going to get in trouble for knowing things that you have not told to law enforcement. That's the only thing I can guess. What do you know about Andy? I mean, every time you get mad, you want to be like, throw him under the bus and stuff. But then you always backpedal. Why is that? Why are you protecting somebody who has completely dissed you? Turned around and married somebody within months of your guys breaking up. You're protecting that person because if he goes down, you probably go down, allegedly. Oh, gavel. Jody Sue's just scared because Ryan, that guy who's been doing searches, is now in communication with Fred, and she's been freaking out ever since. Just like she freaked out the first time I talked to Fred. He said, she's funny if she's trying to scare me. Fred doesn't get scared. That's kind of his problem. I don't think he has much. It's because he's so he just lives his life. She's needing clicks and views. Her Cash App is lacking lately, and her wish list needs filled because it's grift miss time. She knows Andy either participated or someone else she knows did, and they were both in to protect them despite not liking one another. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not asking her to lie, just because she doesn't like not with Andy anymore. She doesn't, but I do feel like she is lying, that she knows something, and it's all because, and the reason why she's not saying anything is because she's scared that she's going to get in trouble. It just makes sense. She doesn't want anybody snooping around, and, especially Fred Hill, who is very honest, and people are starting to see that. Jody Sue wants to discredit him any way she can, and me, of course, and Ryan. Hey, Quinny. Hey, Ginger Snap. Do y'all remember how bad Jody Sue lost it when 423 Chase told TM the story of Grandma and she will be returned? Summer is okay. Do y'all remember Jody Sue crying and rants? Wow. I do kind of remember that. when the story about Summer in Indiana, is that what you're talking about, Dixie? Wouldn't that be crazy if Summer was in Indiana and she was like, right, like within 30 minutes from me or something crazy? Because I've heard recently, oh, Summer's in Indianapolis. Well, that's 30 minutes away from me. That's the newest rumor I heard. She lied about the scream for an alibi for Damien. Allegedly, says Direwolf. She may not be involved, but she sure as hell is scared of something coming out. Yep. She does give info and then turns around and lies about what she said. Ask him what drugs other than weed. Then she lies and says, I only said weed. Come on. We know we're not that stupid, Jody Sue. Weed is not a sedating drug. I mean, I don't think people would say that it's a sedating. I mean, and I don't, and I think you know too, because you have experience in it too. Fred says she don't want to get schooled by a backwards ass hillbilly. Fred's kind of actually funny. She's in the minor leagues. She will never be a pro, says Fred. That's what Fred said. She's in the minor leagues. She will never be a pro. She don't want to get schooled by a backwards ass hillbilly. Oh, Jody Sue, you're funny. It's like it flipped her out. Yeah, she totally lost it last, like when she did the night she said the stuff about Andy and giving meds to children. I would like to see her video from 423 Chase. All I say is Sloan Bella sees a mother freaking out when her son is arrested. Summer's case, so I guess we'll see which mother it is if Sloan's channeling is correct. Oh yeah, somebody else got a hold of me about Sloan's reading recently because of something that has recently come out that I did not know. See, there's little things like this. The fact that I found out Fred's neighbor is a deacon at Mount Carmel Church. That neighbor just so happens to be the one that Fred said if anything happens to him, it was this particular neighbor. Also, this guy, there's a lot of weird things surrounding this guy. And also he's really close to the Bernard family. And he's at the end of the holler, just where same place Andy was seen going the day of Summer's disappearance. I'd like to ask Mr. Redman if he was meeting Andy down there at the end of the holler on the 15th. And if so, why? You think they're keeping him in jail to protect him? Well, that would be best case scenario. I hope. Remember when Jody Sue was going to auction off her shirt she wore when she was searching for Summer? I know. And yeah, exactly. But here she is, true crime tragedy pimps, turning bodies into bucks one case at a time. The hills have eyes. Jody Sue, you're the biggest freaking grifter and scammer in this community, for real. You have inserted yourself right in the middle of this case. making yourself like look sus AF while doing it, but trying to distract at the same time, you know, but no, it just makes you look suspect. I ignore her for the most part because no real information comes from her. She's just like the Wells. Like, she's not going to be honest. We've seen her lie over and over again, so we can't believe what she freaking says. Who knows if what she even said about Andy is true about selling? Who knows? But you guys know how I feel about that situation, about Andy. Unfortunately, I just really believe that he was on that road that day, and we're going to have to ask him why he doesn't want to admit it. Fred said the truth will stand when the world's on fire. I think that's what he means. The truth will stand. The truth stands when the world's on fire. Something like that. His grammar's not the best. Never understood the sweaty t-shirt thing. Who would want that anyway? She must have felt her sweat was important or something. Yeah, she's trying to capitalize off the case. It's got a lot of attention. So she's also, it's like a double. Fred said she's trying to be smart. That's where they mess up. Sure, Texas. Go ahead, Brat. Jody Sue and Andy covering for their boy. She doesn't know people have all the stuff she's claimed over all of this time. I know, right? Hey, Robin. People, we've been paying attention. People's behavior during this case over the past 2.5 years is extremely telling. Also, I think it's great that the deception detective, you guys should definitely be following him. He's doing a series on Summer Wells, and he is certified in speech analysis or something like that. And he's also a licensed attorney. He started his series on the Summer Wells case. We went over it last night, but he's reached out to me and wants my calls and stuff like that from the beginning, because he wants to see how soon was Dawn, speaking of her being deceased or on the other side, or seeing her in the resurrection. Well, we know from Fred, supposedly the very first night, he was already mentioning the resurrection. But as far as having absolute proof, it still was very early on, within the first couple weeks. You never heard of them? You didn't watch it? Okay, yeah, for sure. See, and watching that, it just makes me, watching that video last night from the deception detective. And somebody also, the same person who sent me it and made me aware of a video, was like, how did the behavioral panel get it so wrong? And that's the same thing I'm wondering. How does this guy get the complete opposite? You know what I mean? But the only thing I can think of is that the behavioral panel, yes, they're trained and experts, but they're also kind of Hollywood, if you know what I mean. Didn't he say something about the resurrection in that first WJHL interview? I don't know, but anything like that you guys find you want me to send to him, or if you guys can email it to Deception Detective or send to me, I'll forward it. I've got to send him some calls today, but I have to do it like through links because they're going to be too long to send through a message. The behavioral panel didn't really talk about things to do with Summer's case, so I think maybe they held back. But didn't they say they think that Dawn is innocent? Isn't one of the behavioral panel guys a friend of Tim's? Really? I doubt it, but Don turns to religion because he thinks he'll be forgiven for what he did to little Summer. Yep, exactly. That's my theory. Right? Yes, you rang. Yes, that's what this is reminding me of. It's like deja vu with her. This is bringing me back 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago now, when I first went to Tennessee. And if you look at this screenshot, it says January 14th, 2022. Okay, let's read this. Funny that she doesn't say who this is between. She just now posts this 2 years later, even though I believe this is a conversation between herself. I mean, both the people in this conversation have the same texting style. Anyways, I think this was something that she was going to put out to try to cause problems between me and Fred and Laura, and just cause all kinds of rumors and discredit me. But she ended up not, for some odd reason, because she knows it sounded stupid and is easy to disprove. But she puts it out today as a last-ditch attempt because she's desperate. 2 years later, what else are you holding on to? She says, okay, in this message, I don't know who's talking to who, but it said in the white, it says, I agree Grace, I agree somebody is going to get hurt. I hadn't seen the video of Fred talking. It is getting out of hand. Then in response, the person says, part of the wired recording is on Ziggy's channel. Wired recording. The rest is airing later today. But she also called the police on Fred for weed after she left. That's in her video from the night before. What? It is? Please show me. I called the cops after I left on Fred for weed. Fred doesn't even smoke weed. Laura likes THC. But me, of all people, you think is going to call the cops on weed? And then it says, I bet Fred nor the local taking her to everyone knows she did that. Then the person in gray responds, really? The YouTubers are ridiculous. This is the same person talking to themselves. I can tell by it's literally her texting herself. Then in response, it says, and of course, she made a huge deal over TBI on the bones. Fred showed her swearing he didn't know what they were. Yeah. He didn't. These people are, I'm sorry. I'm going to say, I need to watch what I say, but are they stupid? Fred never said that he didn't know what they were. I'm tired of freaking even defending that whole thing. He said he knew that at least some of them were animal bones, but they were all crushed up. Why do I have to keep saying this? Jody Sue, you know, you just are trying to confuse people. You're the same one that put all that shit out about Fred being schizophrenic and him setting me up with the bones. You're a fucking liar. Why are you doing that? Why have you put out so many lies about Fred? Why? What are you scared of? And why the fuck do you care anymore? Seriously, it's 2.5 years later. Speaking of tragedy, pimp. Seriously? This makes you look so freaking guilty. That's all it does. At least Andy's been smart and like stayed quiet. Like he's been the smartest one of all the suspects. Aww. Thank you, Diana, for the Cash App. That's really sweet. Thank you so much. Fred says she's trying to be smart. That's where they mess up. It's hard for a chicken to outsmart a fox. LOL. She is so miserable in her little world, and she don't want to throw stones when she lives in a glass building. Oh, I forgot. It's a storage building with no windows. Oh, burn from Fred Hill. Oh, I forgot it was a storage building with no windows. Yeah, like a 5x8. You have your daughter living in a freaking, you're sitting there hotboxing cigarette smoke with your daughter in there. Oh, let's hotbox. I gotta save all the nicotine I can. We'll just hotbox the cigarette smoke. Oh, man. Thanks, Jody Sue, for the freaking laughs, at least. Hey, Poppy. Why do I sing everything? Hey, Poppy. Fred got jokes, right? You call that a storage building? I can't believe he called it a storage building. It's like a shed. And where's her daughter staying? I mean, if she's mad because I also that Fred and Laura vouted how absolutely horrible her son was to elderly. His own grandmother picked up a freaking broom and smacked her with it. Heard he also would hurt animals. Sounds like a real sociopath. Wonder where he learned that stuff from, Jody Sue. You did such an amazing job. I mean, Charlie, I would think they'd have to know. I'm guessing the child isn't staying with her. I mean, I hope to God not. We never hear the child. I bet her daughter is probably living with a grandmother or something. I hope so anyways. Oh, Justin, thank you so much for being here. And sorry, I didn't notice that you were live when I went live. Justin, Jody made a post saying that when Ziggy was on Ben Hill, she turned Fred in for weed. Yeah. We'll just keep this post up. I didn't know. Sniffle-lump. That's a new one. What's sniffle-lump supposed to mean? Sniffle-lump? I know. I'm glad that her son actually went to, if that's what happened, if he went to the military, that's the best possible out thing for him in his situation. The only chance he has. Hard for a chicken. It's hard for a chicken head to outsmart a fox, says Fred. Chicken head. I love 3-6 Mafia. No, he said chicken, though, to outsmart a fox, but I said chicken head because I just thought it was funny for some reason. I just think it's funny that she after her kids. Who went after her kids? I've never gone after her kids. The ones of age. I can talk about the one of age. He's 18. Well, she would know, right? I hear he's happily married to a woman who could psychoanalyze his mom. That's interesting. Good for him. Oh, really? I know. 2 years later, like, come up with something. It seems desperate. Fred said, I'm probably the coolest person in Beach Creek. I would have to probably say so. When summer is found, Jody Sue's gravy train dries up. She gets mad every time someone is out looking. Hey, Rebecca. Does she have receipts? Exactly. How would somebody know that I called? Where would somebody even get something like that? That I called the police on Fred after I left? That's crazy. And then back it up and saying that I said so in my last video. What? So you're saying that I put out on YouTube that I called the police on Fred for marijuana? It's so dumb that I don't even know why I'm even replying. I hope someone recorded her live yesterday. That crap needs to be saved for posterity. Oh, I didn't watch it, but live slurred for thousands of hours, read the crime in question because I can't. No, I'd love for the deception detective to look over Jody Sue. What do you guys think? You guys think I should set that up? We need to get the deception detective on the case. See what he thinks. Yeah, I didn't know she... Only recently have I realized that I think that she does have a drinking problem. I didn't notice that at first. I thought that it was just maybe her medication, because I do assume she's probably on a lot of medications. But I'm gonna ask Fred if I'm sure I've asked him, but I don't think he knows of her being a major drinker or anything, but he doesn't know her that well. I mean, really. Do you know who Sea Star is? Sea Star. Sea Star. No, I don't think so. Why, what is that? Is that what the deception detective was talking about? Some YouTube channel? She did purposely flood everything. Or flood. Tim, stop being stupid. Is that really Tim? That picture's stupid. I don't like it. Let me see. Yep, that's really Tim. Tim, that's a goofy picture. Sorry. It's so goofy. Let's see if she changes it now. Oh, she's so stupid. I've seen Sea Star in chats. They were in PG's live last night claiming Laura to be Laura's Fred's girlfriend. Let me ask. Well, how did they spell Laura? Because if they spelled it like that, that's not how her name's spelled. Yeah, just hide her if she's going to be stupid. Tiffany can't ever play nicely. When I do, she's always saying the same thing. Target, harass, threaten, tragedy, pimps, clicks, likes, views. No, I don't think she unalived Summer. I don't think that. No. I think she just... I think in Jody, more so in Jody Sue's case now, that she has some type of guilty knowledge, allegedly, and she's scared. Because she should have told 2.5 years ago. But she didn't. So now she's scared. They spelled it just like that. Yeah, that's not Laura. Laura's name is spelled like this. I'll ask her. I'll ask her real quick. So I asked if he knows if Jody Sue drinks a lot, and he says people just really need to get to know me, then judge me. Or wait, he says people just really need to get to know me, then judge. Most don't like me because I see through their crap. And then he said that she used to club a lot, like go out a lot, I guess. So he wouldn't know really about how much she drinks. Right, Shay? Covering for her son. I think no, I don't think so. But a lot of people do. I think that I think it's just what I said. I think that's my opinion. My opinion is she knows something about Andy's involvement, and he got her pulled into some BS, I believe, and she's scared because she's afraid she's going to get in trouble. That's why she's freaked out and cried and stuff, and like, maybe I could have saved her. I didn't. Yeah, you could have. If you knew about them selling, about your man selling dope to 110 to sedate little girls. What the fuck? Are we just gonna act like you didn't say that? That is a possibility, though. I agree. I mean, it's not too far out there. Probably very guilty, general guilty knowledge. Like, she knows they weren't good parents. She knows they lost their temper with those kids. She knows they were using. I feel so guilty. Well, good. Oh, you're good, Shay. Listen, if Andy got her into some BS, like, I could almost feel bad for her if she would have just been honest. But she can't be honest to obviously save her life, as we've witnessed, so. What? Dawn B and Blue Solo Cup were on her wish list? What? I really doubt it. I mean, at least I doubt Don B. I don't think so. Maybe he doesn't. Don B's really suspicious of the parents, so maybe he. I'm not sure. I can't remember his belief on Jody Sue. How do I find her list? Does she have it posted? I never look at her channel. Like, Ryan Dumbass finds his way to tragedy pimp land. Like, what the hell is up with this, with her? She's comparing him now. See, look what she's trying to do to discredit him. She's trying to compare him to Chase. Jody said, do you understand? No, you are a tragedy pimp. Look at the picture you put up here. What's that for? Why are you wearing your hospital braces like days after you're released from the hospital? Like, what? I know somebody who used to do that. They loved sympathy. Sounds like you. Why would you put a picture up like that? Tragedy Pimp of the Year award goes to... So... Funny, she shares this. She shares Deception Detective. I wonder if you're going to share him once he goes over your videos. Oh, that's going to be great. How are you going to feel when he goes over your videos and talks about how much of a liar you are? I can make it happen for you, probably. Where's this list of hers? If anybody knows, just email it to me. How come you defended the parents at first if you knew they were sedating little girls? She said you stole her idea by watching Deception Detective. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You could have done it too. But nobody cares about your opinion because you are so full of it. You don't tell the truth. I passed it. What the heck? How long did it take you to type this out? Oh, look here. You just have everybody up here like you. Where are you on this list? Because you're the worst of the worst. I don't see the link, guys. If somebody sees it and can email me, YouTubeZiggy@outlook.com. If possible, if not, it's not that big a deal. I know it's a whole bunch of freaking junk she doesn't need because she's a selfish, greedy. Oh, we got a PayPal, peeps. It says, I need to log in to see here. For some reason, PayPal like cuts off the message, and I like to read the messages. So hold on. Says, I stay in the bushes most of the time, but I want you to know I appreciate you. Thanks again and happy holidays, Nancy. Oh, thank you so much. That's so thoughtful. Thank you. Hope it's okay. I said Nancy. Oh, wish list. I thought you meant hate list. Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, it's okay. I could probably search on Amazon maybe and see if there's a way to pull it up, but let's see. Find a list or registry. Search by name, Jody Sue Brown. I am not finding it. She's probably deleting it as we speak. Yeah. Oh, well. Can't find it, guys. It's heartbroken for you, Liplock. I was actually look for your name and oh, Siggy, Brianna wants you to play the view from The Lady of the Night. I would like to hear it again myself. Okay. I'm trying to think. I wish I would have been better at. Let me, Siggy, Lady of the Night. Let me see if I put it. Siggy. I'll have to. We should listen to that again. Maybe we should watch that, listen to it tonight. If I can't find it in my videos, I do have the call. I think that's a good idea. I wish I would could remember like the date of when that was. See, I did such a horrible job of organizing, and now I try to make sure like I edit the title of videos if anything crazy happens so that we could later reference it easily. Because my lives in the past have just been Friday night live, Friday evening live, Saturday morning live. It's just nothing descriptive. And it's made it really hard to find any type of, and there's a freaking gold mine of info in these. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit your head. Oh. Here, I'll massage it. I'm sorry. Why would these criminals think they deserve anything? What exactly you're looking for? I'm looking for my a live of mine I did with playing the call from the lady of the night, who claimed that her friend that she had known like her whole life had gone through a rough period in her life and was got into drugs really bad and was a lady of the night, and she got into trafficked, according to this lady. Trafficked Dex, it's a long story. She explains it. But she claimed that Dawn Wells was one of her friend's clients. And that Dawn Wells and Andy allegedly used to go to Knoxville together to this, on the outskirts of Knoxville, to some, no-name motel, or whatever. On the outskirts, she doesn't know exactly where I went. She tried to describe it to me. It's in that video. Me and Miss Little Mermaid tried to find places that look like it. There's a place in Cott County that, seems really, that we were looking at. But anyways, yeah, she supposedly, Dawn was this lady's client. And also supposedly Dawn gave this lady a ride, helped her supposedly escape from the motel. Like she was being trafficked and supposedly, but this would be after Summer went missing. So if something like that did happen where he helped one of his like prostitutes or whatever escape from, and actually, when this would have happened, the timing that we figured was around the time that, and that's why I contacted Benny around this time too, because I had figured out by process of elimination when the timing was, and it would have been when he would have supposedly gave a ride to this woman. It would have been when around the time that Benny Keys was up on the hill. And it matches what the lady says, because Benny says, and other people have said, Dawn took off during that trip to Knoxville. Like when Benny was there, he had to convince Dawn to come back. And Benny claims he saw Dawn with a large amount of crack cocaine. Or cocaine, one of the two, cocaine or crack, probably crack cocaine, because that's his drug of choice. But I don't know if Dawn knows how to cook it up and stuff like that. But that's what that was about. It's very interesting, but also it seems pretty crazy, so it was kind of hard to believe. But some of it did seem possible. Yeah, found panties in the car too. I wonder, I heard about that. Could it be the lady's panties? Like, and supposedly they first went to an area where he was working. Supposedly. Like him and this prostitute. I don't know if it was to turn mess around or whatever, but I can't remember right. In the call, I think it will tell us, but for some reason they went to one of Don's place, a house that he was working on that was had no ban yet because it was still under construction, and they went there to hang out for some time or something. Pretty interesting. Wonder how many times Don's brought people back to his workplace at the time, and smoked crack in these houses that are being built. I wonder how much of his evilness he has rubbed on all these freaking new houses that unsuspecting people are going to be buying and have no idea what's happened in them. She did drive by the area. She's not supposed to be driving. She doesn't have a license. It's dangerous for her to be driving. Have you guys seen how she's dangerous. She should not be driving. I mean, just with her medical stuff going on that she claims she has, she shouldn't be driving. But besides that, she doesn't have a license. That's just another reason too. But it's not like we're dealing with somebody that's very ethical. I just think does anybody else notice like the pattern here with her? New crack house. Yeah, and people take the law into their own hands down there, especially in that area. She says everyone targets her when somebody I think emailed me my. Oh, cool. Thank you for sending me that. Somebody sent me the call. How long is it? I guess I could play some of it because holy crap, guys. This is a 11-hour live. Holy shit. I'm going to have to find the call because that's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to have to find the call. Unless seemed to know a lot for, you know what I mean? She seemed to. What's the cat freak? Let's
Oh, he said, but my wedding kids
would have to follow this really to know that the sewage tanks and septic, to know that the sewage serve for everything. That was the thing that bothered me, because you would think if it wasn't her that it direct.
and they come on in.
So they did drugs there, or did they go to get
For somebody who just talked to somebody once about their experience there.
Like a 2.5-hour ride here, but they didn't come straight back here. I love you, baby. They went and stopped somewhere else. She said she's not sure where it was at. It was like a housing development where they're building houses or whatever. And they stopped there. He done some drugs there for a few hours. And then they come on in.
So they did drugs there, or did they go to get drugs?
No, they just did drugs there.
Okay.
He
so
didn't
it
have
was probably a
he
house.
got like $3,000 on front before he left there.
He got fronted $3,000 worth of dope?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh my God. So, okay, so
he had paid that much too.
He
done already owed that much. But he left again with owing that much.
So he came there with 3,000 owing, or with the money.
Well, more than 3,000, and then he still owed 3,000 when he left, and he took more drugs with him.
Wow, this is like fascinating to me.
She didn't even know anything about the little girl. Period.
Okay, so she left. She said
he never mentioned anything about her.
Christmas and never said.
And he said that whenever he went to Colorado, he said, "I wish I could help you more." You know, he said, "But my old lady and kids, you know, are home, and I can't, you know, take you there." Blah blah blah. And she's like, "No, you've done enough. I'm fine. You know, my sister and mama can do me."
And so, okay, so that housing edition that he left her at, or that they did drugs at,
yeah,
I bet that's one of the houses that he was working on at the time.
Well, that's what she said. She said that he'd done a lot of work in those houses.
Yeah, I bet that.
She said that they wasn't nobody living in them, that they were being built. You know, you could tell that they were still under development.
She could probably go to Molly Golightly's or Blow Horn Betty or whatever she goes by. Blow something.
Right.
And they show when they go and confront Dawn and Candace. They're over there at one of this housing edition. I bet it might be the same one.
It might be. But he even told her that he doesn't work all the way down to where, you know, the area that she got him up with him at was in Knoxville. I mean, outskirts. She said he doesn't work all the way down through there. So, I mean, he does work a lot of places apparently.
Yeah, I wonder if it was Jonesboro where they stopped in that housing edition.
She said she don't really know. She said she also was high. So, I mean, she said she was just trying to appease him and just trying to say, you know,
right.
Him calm. She didn't want him to turn around and bring her back to, you know, Playboy.
Yeah.
Period.
Wow.
So this guy apparently has nothing to deal with. He's dangerous.
So she got married between now and last Christmas, or?
Yep. Yeah, she went in treatment as soon as they got her home. She was at home. Her sister and mom stayed up with her 9 days, for 5 days until they got her into a treatment facility, which she had to get on a plane to go to. And she luckily met somebody down there. They got married. They just got back on their honeymoon like 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and her kids, she's not back with her kids full time yet.
Yeah.
Because they don't really know her. Right. They know her as Sissy and not Mom. So, I mean, she's trying to, you know.
One thing at a time. I mean, she's doing the right thing. I think that's great.
But, yeah, she said she didn't want to be another part of any of this. Or, you know, it's just a part of her life. She just didn't want to.
Yeah, I know. Well,
but she didn't know Dawn. And what was really weird is she said that she was trying to cover up the bruises, you know, on her face.
Yeah.
With some makeup, and he kept saying, "He shouldn't do you like that. He shouldn't have done this and that to her." He said, "One of y'all should kill him." And she said, "No, I'd be in prison the rest of my life." She said, "Down there, it's enough like prison, you know."
So, thank you so much, Angel, for the PayPal. She says, "Merry Christmas, Ziggy. Love, Angel P." Aw, thank you. So sweet. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you as well. I know the name Sissy. Okay, so for those who are asking, we just happened. This is the call. People were asking because it came back up in conversation. The time that I spoke to a lady, I had a lady reach out to me. It was crazy. It was a crazy call. I didn't at first take it seriously, but I thought, okay, I'll listen, you know. This is where the name Playboy came about. That was supposedly the name of the drug dealer and pimp that Dawn associates with, which is very interesting because Vice Lords have come up recently, and one of their symbols is a Playboy bunny. So very interesting. Which is, it's also scary because that means it's very dangerous people involved if this is true. So yeah, she's talking about her friend that she's known her whole life who had a drug issue. Basically, I think it's family. It was family to her, this girl. And she got hooked on drugs and she got kind of tricked into trafficking. And supposedly Dawn gave her a ride and dropped her off away from the motel, like snuck her out of there somehow. I know Donnie calls PG sissy, right? So you take this with a grain of salt that, you know, there's been so many people who have bullshitted and lied, like Jody Sue. So, but it is interesting to hear now, like this is a year ago this was well over a year ago, a year and a half ago, July 13th, 2022. July 13th, 2022. So 13 months after Summer went missing and about 13 months after this right now. No, a year and a half. So here we go. Let's continue.
And he was like, well, no case, no case. And she said, what do you mean? She said, well, if they don't find him, they can't charge you with anything.
Oh my God.
And she said, she just kind of, you know, okay, brushed it off. And she's like, he was like you could have dropped him off in the sewer or put him in a septic tank and nobody would have found him. He said the gases would have, you know, deteriorated the body faster. He said, I know for a fact that it would. He said, I know people have been put in tanks and never been found to this day.
Oh
she
my.
said, she didn't know if he was just high or what, but she.
This is a very, very important part too. If he said something about, I know people who've been put in septic tanks and haven't been found to this day, if this is true and he said something like that, we definitely need to keep note. And this was sent in to the TBI, by the way. I emailed it to him just in case.
Just was trying to appease him and was just like smiling and just, you know, and then he would go into preaching about Bible and stuff.
Oh my God. Is this something that
he said he was really psychotic?
Oh my God. Was this said
really, really off the thing? So yeah.
Was this said like since Summer went missing? Like
this was in December.
So all this, she only saw him in December, that's the only time, or?
No, she seen him many times before then. But when she came home with him was in December.
Was when he was saying about the septic tank and stuff?
So December of 2021, she would be talking about the past December before this. This was July 2022. So she's talking about December of 2021. Well, that was when Benny was there. This all sounded I knew that he had taken off to Knoxville at that time. Pipe in the water he spoke of. Don't have my notes. Pipe in the water. Thank you, Angel, so much. They don't call, they send us summons. Why did she say, well, she got a hold of me randomly. I guess are you talking about this lady? Why did she probably just, she was scared too. I'm sure, I don't know. She really, she was worried. So I don't think I put out the whole thing because of that, but maybe I need to revisit and play that whole call now that it's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
They were sitting in the housing development whenever he was telling her about it.
Okay, so a septic tank he said septic or sewage tank? Is that how he said it?
He said, well, if you're in the city, they have sewage, and you could put him in a sewer. He said, but better yet, you could have put him in a septic tank. And she was just, okay. And she just let him ramble on. She just figured he was talking craziness.
Or even better, septic tank.
Right.
So the reason why you hear me sitting there writing things down and stuff because is because I didn't think I was going to play the call at first. So I was wanting to take notes. I know my memory is horrible. But yeah, and I didn't want to have to go listen to the call again and all that. So I was trying to take notes. I think a lot of people are scared, or we probably have found Summer by now. What did Jackie Dobbs do for a living? Anyone know? I don't know. He couldn't have done too bad though, because he had a nice home. Hold on. So Fred says that he's seen her drink at Hog Wild Bar and Saloon, but he doesn't know about how much she drinks. Okay, let's continue. Somebody's calling me, but
oh my God. I think
it said that the methane gas from the waste would help deteriorate the body and cover it up too.
Is that what he said? Did he mention methane gas?
Yeah, that's what he told her. It would break the body down and nobody would ever find anything. He said that he knows people that have been put in septic tanks and never been found yet. And what made me think it was Rose. The one was missing her sister or something like that.
Or even Summer.
Yeah, or Summer.
He said he
knows people for years that had never been found, you know.
Knows people.
And tell me that, and I was like, oh my God.
Who have been put in
septic tanks, yeah.
Septic tanks?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe Summer. Is there a septic tank on that property?
Yes.
Did they even check it?
I don't know. That's what some people.
I don't know. Do they have a septic tank up there? I don't know.
But see, here's the thing: the dogs. That's what they hit on is the methane out of your body.
Yeah, I doubt.
Your body starts decomposing. That's what.
I really doubt that Jackie Dobbs is involved, but that's we got to look into everybody, right? But I really doubt it. But that's just my opinion.
Dabber dogs hit on his methane. So they probably wouldn't even hit on septic tank.
Right. So what I think that the septic tank on that property is like an old. I don't. There's a well.
I don't know what.
Oh my God! There's probably just a few feet deep. For the cover of it, I'd say.
What'd you say?
I said the cover of the septic tank is probably just a few feet deep under the ground to get to it, like a carpet or whatever.
Oh my God! And you're saying she hasn't? She's not wanting to call TBI?
She don't want to be no part of any of it. She just told me this out of good faith and knows this. Because she didn't even know anything about Summer. She just knows he'd give her a ride home and she appreciated it.
Oh my God. So, oh my God.
But she's living her own hell, you know what I'm saying?
She's what?
She was living her own hell down there.
Yeah.
He pretty much rescued her out of that, and but she had seen him more than once. She's seen him several times. He was like every 2 or 3 weeks, he would show up down there.
And the guy.
And he would stay a night or 2, and then he would leave.
I believe
and
you.
And the guy. So the guy.
The guy had come with him several times, but she didn't know the name.
Can you send her those pictures I just sent you?
Yeah, I can send them to her until she says.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah, can you ask her would she respond right now while we're on the phone, or is she
No, she won't respond right now because she's at her mom's.
Okay.
And like I said, she couldn't even talk to me about this in front of her mom or her husband. She don't want, him to know that part of her life.
So, like, he would always come down with another guy? Do you know about? Or
No, just several times he did, but not always. He was usually by himself.
but
She said she could remember 3 occasions he came with someone else.
But,
and they were always in a red car or a blue, like, blazer thing.
Mm-hmm.
a red car? Like,
Yeah, or a blue blazer.
blue blazer.
Like a,
Must be that.
like a blue Forerunner or something. She said she wasn't really sure to make.
It's probably that, what is that one that they sold to Kathy? Hey, Jude. I don't think they have a septic. His mom has plans drawn up and it wasn't completed. Back when I tried to watch Jody Sue, she always had 2 huge cups she drank from. It was during her thyroid. She said one was ice to calm her throat. Suburban is green. Yeah, but I could see somebody saying blue because it's like a blue-green, you know what I mean? Large 4 feet, especially the older septic tanks, large 4 feet or larger cement cover. My father walked over one we had and the whole thing cracked. Holy shit, dude. That's scary. Oh, Selena. Are you drinking the same thing Jody Sue is out of that big, large, big gulp? She got the big gulp. City sewer systems go through a cleaning process. Anything would be found in a sewer system eventually. Septic is an underground tank at a private property. Usually doesn't need to be dug up or pumped out. See, I'm not privy on this stuff about septic, and I have no idea what all that stuff means. I mean, I know the general idea, but I don't, What are we talking about? We're talking about Jody Sue's post, like how she's been freaking out ever since Ryan started talking to Fred. It's deja vu from when the first time I talked to Fred and went to Tennessee when she flipped out. She's freaking out. And so it got us talking, and somehow we got on the topic of the conversation I had about the lady of the night call that I had that one time. It was very interesting, but it sounds quite crazy. It's hard to believe on a lot of it, but stranger things have happened.
The one with the red car, a newer model, and then that's what she came home in was the red car.
Okay. It's probably his newest, that one that he got, and he just got.
I didn't know he had a blue one.
Yeah, it's probably that red car his new, he got that in like October.
I really? Because she said it was a newer car.
Yeah, it's new, and I don't know why I can't think of the type of vehicle it is, but it's red. And the blue, you said it's, and
she said it was like a blazer or like a,
okay.
It was like a 4-door type SUV type vehicle.
Okay.
She said it was like a navy blue.
Okay.
Navy blue.
I don't know. It's not ringing a bell, but I'm sure, like, because I was thinking, like, Andy has he had a silver, like, Kia. It's like a box looking SUV.
She said it was like a box looking thing, but like I said, you have to consider she was on a lot of drugs down there too.
She said box, actually, like box, or?
She said, yeah, it was like a square looking SUV box type thing. Vehicle. And she said, but like I said, she was on drugs, so I mean, she might have been wrong about the color.
That's crazy, because if she said box, like, I wonder if I sent a picture.
Yeah, Kia Soul.
To her.
If I could tell you that.
Hold on, let me.
She didn't know anything about Summer. She said he never mentioned anything about Summer. And the only time that he did mention anything about his family was whenever he was dropping her off, and he said he wished he could do more for her, but he couldn't take her home with him because his wife and kids were there.
So, wow.
I mean, I always call him Donnie.
She called him Donnie?
Yeah, they always called him Donnie.
So the Playboy guy, was he the one that fronted him the drugs too?
Yeah, he ran the whole thing. Him and Habib run the whole thing.
And this is out on the outskirts of, and she can't, like, she doesn't know, like north, south, east, west.
Yeah, no idea. Like I said, she was took there, dropped off there, I spent 10 months there. And the only time she was allowed to leave there is with one of his guys that would take them into town or whatever. She didn't know anything else about it. And he pretty much took them under, his thumb.
Yeah, so.
I mean, they were getting broke or in with drugs or something, but she was never getting out of there.
Yeah. So,
And he said, "Do you want to go party?" And she said, "Yeah." And she just took the chance and went with him.
Right, Pearl Strand.
wow,
And her plan was just to take off and run, when she got so far away. But she convinced him into taking him closer into home.
that what? When she got so far away, what happened? What?
She had planned just, jumping out of the car and running. Once she got so far away, and just going home on her own. But she had convinced him to take her, on into Rockville.
Yeah.
And he dropped her off there at a McDonald's.
Wow. So how was he supposed to go?
She said that that Playboy runs the whole thing. That Playboy runs the whole thing. She says Playboy is a black guy, actually. A tall, thin black guy. I think it's what she says. She talks about it in here.
Back to that motel again if he never brought her back.
That's what I said. And that's what he told her. He said, "Well, Playboy will probably be mad because of this. If he finds out I took you out of there."
Yeah.
And she said he kept saying that on the way down there, and she was afraid that he was going to turn around and take her back. Change his mind. And she would just distract him and start talking about something else.
Right. Like, I wonder if
But she said he just couldn't perform, sexually. He would get frustrated, and it was the drugs that were doing it.
Yeah, because I actually remember, I think, something being said about sexually, like, when he was drunk, like, I don't know. I know it's weird.
No.
I thought I remember something coming up.
He was always drinking brown liquor, she said.
Yeah.
And she did not believe in one of it, but she said that it wasn't. She said it wasn't the alcohol that was probably doing it. It was probably the crack and the meth and stuff they did. So she said she's seen a lot of men like that, but they just didn't perform once they got so high.
So,
No matter what. I mean, she said no matter what that was done, they just could not.
okay.
That would suck.
Wow.
Because if you're one of these ladies of the night, you're like wanting the quick money and out of there quickly. You don't want to sit there and wait on this. Ew, gross. Ew.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. And you trust this lady,
It
like,
is very crazy. I trust her 100%, yeah.
but
Yeah. I never think she's that good.
but nothing can be said about this online.
I mean, you can say whatever, just don't mention her name or nothing like
know.
that.
I mean, I don't know her name, so that'd be.
That's right. We just call her Ruby, is what I call her.
So somebody wants me to listen to this little quip, I guess, from Smiley's real quick. And I guess it's about Playboy, I think. So let's listen real quick. Hold on. Wait, hold on. This was just today, 16 hours ago.
Everybody wanted to know who Playboy was. Playboy's not just one person, is it, honey? You're going to sit there in the holler. You're going to put Summer's got gone on Dudley. That you're going to send the FBI over to him, his daddy's house. You going to call out the Crawfords? Well, did you do that or did you put that on Miss Daisy? Shame on you for putting that on that lady. Shame on you.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to Smiley and see what she means about that. No, Crystal, she said she does say Playboy and Steve run the whole thing. Are you sure? I thought she was saying I don't want to rewind or what timestamp is that? I could go back. I just don't want to find it.
So,
or go searching, you know.
She's not in her early 20s at all. Who said she's in her early 20s? She's not in her early 20s. The girl is in her early 20s. The prostitute lady is the one that's in her early 20s. This lady's not in her 20s at all.
That's in her early 20s.
But yeah, it was hard for me to ask questions because she was very talkative, and I couldn't ask questions, which was fine. But
be careful. I think people are,
because she was giving
are accidentally timing out people
info, but
I'm sure that was an accident. I don't know how to I'm afraid to. Oh shit. No, I don't want to. There we go. Was nicely done sorry about that. Nicely done. Hold on. You're good, Juniper. No problem. We all do it.
But yeah, what started to bug me about that is it's like, how does she? It just seemed like she knew a lot for something that was just one conversation. You know what I mean? And you gotta remember too that
Nicely Done should be able to comment now because
they were at like a family get together supposedly, and her husband was there, and she didn't want him to know. So how long were they able to talk?
What the hell? What's this lady mean? And you should have taken control, Ziggy. No disrespect. You guys, I think I do. You shouldn't like sit there and critique people's interviewing skills. And this call was completely out of nowhere. I don't know. I should have taken control. No, I want to let the people keep talking. I don't want to overrun the call. We want to hear what the person has to say, you know, and I don't want to lead either. I try not to lead because that gives people an opportunity to take advantage of it and helps them lie if they're not, you know, if they are lying. No, Juniper, no big deal. It's totally fine. We've all done it. It's not a big deal. That's why I didn't even mention you. Happens all the time. Like, seriously, Juniper, like all the time. I've done it a million times.
Oh. But also at the same time, I think that a lot of the stuff that she's saying sounds like it seems like it's So she did talk like. I kind of listened to a little bit and see if I could play what was about to be said, because I didn't know if, you know.
Oh, my stomach's growling so loud. Holy crap.
What do you mean? I'm trying to think. Like right now I'm trying to think. One level when you.
But you can't see none of that unless.
Here we go.
You can say whatever, just don't mention her name or nothing like that.
I mean, I don't know her name, so that'd be.
That's right. We just call her Ruby, is what I call her.
I wouldn't mention your screen name either unless you wanted me to. I mean.
Yeah. But I mean, she's scared of the guy.
I mean, I'm gonna probably have to. Do you care if I just feel like I have to turn this in, like the record. I mean, I just have to call them or TBI. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I tried to ask you if TBI needed to know, but she didn't want her name mentioned.
Right, but
she didn't want to know.
Yeah, but maybe they could figure out by like. I mean,
she said if they could do it anonymously, that would be fine, but she didn't want to be no part of it.
Right. I mean, I don't think that they'll be able to find her, but I wonder if they could figure out what motel that is by just those names.
It's on the outskirts of Knoxville. It's not down like in the downtown part. It's more like off in like an exit off of, the outskirts of Knoxville. And she said from the outside it looks like a single level hotel, like just one level.
Uh-huh.
She said like Norman Bates style, like, she said she thinks it was like 6 or 8 rooms on top, but she never seen the bottom level unless you pulled behind the hotel.
Outside.
And behind the hotel, it was like 2 stories, and there was always towels or stuff hanging over the balcony, and the bottom levels where they couldn't.
No, they wouldn't know. I've asked. They wouldn't know anything about this. No. Fred's literally like a mile. He didn't really converse too much with Donna unless it was like. I guess he would get, I think that the one time, that's the only, according to Fred, that's the only time he ever towed a vehicle of Dawn's was that one time. So that's another thing I want to mention too, that I'm just now remembering and it's off topic, but about that vehicle that there was a rumor going around that Fred towed a vehicle of Dawn's on the 15th, June 15th, but that's not true. Fred's only towed one vehicle of Dawn's ever. I think that's what he said. I'm pretty sure he said only one vehicle, and it was that one that I already talked about that they claim they saw Candace pregnant, and that Candace was talking about, yep, I'm pregnant again. And it was supposedly a few months before Summer went missing. That's the only vehicle he's ever towed of Dawn's. So I think I forgot to tell you guys that because I talked to him about that.
Steve lived there too, below the office. But you can't see none of that unless you go behind the hotel.
He lives below the office or in the office?
He lives below the office. He has it's like a top level and a bottom level, but you can't see it unless you drive behind the hotel.
And I'm guessing Habib is he's the
owner of the hotel.
Yeah, but
there you go. There's a name, Habib. Habib, the owner of the motel, the No-Tell Motel, was supposedly somebody named Habib. So I don't know. I tried looking into that. I think it's an Indian guy.
He probably got prostitutes too.
Well, no, he don't have prostitutes. He gets a fair share cut, she said, from Playboy for what he does there.
So, wow.
Like he even watches the girls for him when Playboy's not there to make sure, they're not making money that he's not collecting on.
And he doesn't get any like sexual acts from the.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That's what I was saying. Is I bet he does.
He said that he only allowed 2 girls to clean though, in the house, like the hotel part.
Yeah.
And there were 2 Mexican girls that he allowed to go in and clean those rooms. But it was only those 2 girls.
Two Mexican girls. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that are prostitutes.
Oh, two.
I don't know where it is. The outskirts of
They were
Knoxville.
allowed to go around and clean the rooms, and that was it.
They were
Because
Mexican.
the back area had no phone services whatsoever.
So it was 2. You said Mexican girls that were.
Yeah, they're 2 Hispanic girls. Yeah, they were
Hispanic.
sisters.
Okay.
Sisters.
2 Hispanic sisters that cleaned.
Yeah.
And were
They were trusted to do more than most of them was.
and okay, wow, okay.
It's supposed to
Yeah,
be
tell me some horror stories about that place.
It's supposed to be on the outskirts of Knoxville. She said it's not like in the downtown area, it's on the outskirts, but she's speaking from hearsay, really. But see, the way she talked about having so much the way she talked, it made me wonder if she was actually the lady of the night. You know what I mean? I mean, when I sent her pictures, she did. It did take her a few hours to get back to me and tell me if her friend recognized Andy Bernard, which she did. She claimed that Andy Bernard was that the pictures I showed her was a man that came with Don Wells to the motel sometimes. She stated the man that came with Don Wells to the motel had a preference for a black prostitute there. She said it was Andy Bernard was who it was, but allegedly.
Listen, I don't blame her. I'd be scared of that guy too.
Wow, how many people were working for him?
She said there would be anywhere from 5 to 7 girls there at a time. And most of them started out as dancers like she was. But her so-called friend Diamond that took her there for that private party was never seen again. I mean, she left and never seen. I mean, she just left her there.
Was this a white chick? Did she tell you like?
Yeah, she was a white chick. She was white, but she was older than her. She's only 23. This girl was probably, she said, like in her 30s, 35 maybe.
30. Okay.
And come to find out, she had been left there just to squash a debt with Playboy. She was pretty much traded off. Because he told her, you belong to me now. You're here to cover her debt.
See, I don't know. She knows a lot. You know what I mean? And that's what made me think, is she talking from firsthand experience? You think there's a strip club near? You see another 12-hour stream from Jody Sue? Habib is a Muslim name. Yeah. Yeah, she answers like, and that's what made me suspicious. Is like, okay, you have way too much information. You know what I mean? Like for hearsay, for somebody who's heard this from a friend. I mean, the way she acted, the person is supposedly a family, basically, to her, and had known her for a very long time, supposedly, but she just was like popping off with the answers quickly. So kind of makes me feel like she could possibly be the lady of the night. She could be a user too. Jason's probably getting her mouth wet, ready to ramble on for hours.
Wow. And he kept her like
high on. Yeah, for a long time it was okay because she was like a queen of a trap house, you know. She just had to deal with him, Playboy, and that was it. And then a new girl come in, and she got back to, off that totem pole to with the other girls. But she said the Mexican girls that claimed they didn't really associate with any of the other girls.
Did they work, too?
Yeah, they worked too, but they was like, I guess they've been there longer or had more trust. I don't know. She said she thought they might be illegal.
Right.
Legally here.
So
Just didn't have a place to go.
Did she get any of the money?
Don't have a place to go. Huh?
Did she get any of the money, or was it?
She said she would make like $200, like for sleeping with somebody. She might end up with 80 of it.
And what would she do with them? I mean, would she be able to? I mean, did she have to pay for her drugs?
She said that was just for drugs. It was always either pay for her room and board or drug debt or something. She said she never seen very much money at all. Enough, to keep her in cigarettes and stuff like that. Maybe an outfit or two. But I mean, that's it. She said she was never going to make enough money to get out of there.
So was she allowed to have a cell phone or?
No cell phones. They weren't even allowed to have phones in the rooms, period. Or cars.
So how would she buy outfits and stuff?
He had 2 guys that worked for him that would take him into town if they needed something or
were they also, did she mention like if they were also like, were they white guys, black guys, like Hispanic?
They were white guys.
White?
They were tweakers, she said. Yeah, they were tweakers.
Yeah, I wonder.
She said they never left the property really, even if Playboy left, because he had a home and family elsewhere.
Wow.
And he kind of used that as just like his office, bedroom.
Oh, so I wonder if his wife knew. Probably, huh?
No.
What did she think he did?
She said no. I don't know. But she said he would come there at least once a day. He might stay there 2 or 3 times a night, in a row. But he would at least make an appearance once a day to collect money.
So she doesn't think that she never saw any kids there?
No. He didn't want no kids there. Like if a girl got pregnant, he would send them to have an abortion. And that was that.
So she doesn't think it's possible that he has anything to do with Summer's disappearance? The Playboy guy, like maybe? Okay.
No.
Because I was
he wasn't big on kids. He said kids affected his money.
So he didn't even deal with underage girls or anything or you don't know?
No. She said all the girls that was there was at least of age that she knew of. She said the one that was brought in that bumped her off the totem pole was in her 20s. She was younger than her, but not underage.
So is this girl a friend of yours or?
Yeah, I've known her since she's been a baby.
Oh, wow.
Her mom and me are really close friends. Yeah. But she was a good girl until her dad died. And when her dad died, she just lost. I mean, she went haywire. I mean, she was wild. And like I said, she ended up in
Okay. So obviously Mountain Mama it was sent to if please guys, if before you start saying ridiculous things like, oh, it should have been sent to law enforcement. Obviously it was sent to law enforcement. That was what was stopped by there once a day and and is embarrassed to say
in any way.
I just don't feel like how somebody.
Fred mentioned
she made a lot of money there.
Did she know Jody Sue?
Oh, this much info. If it's true, like she knew. I mean, it's just a lot of info for one conversation. But I'll continue.
Full dance in that club and just got into all this mess.
So she danced at the Mouse here.
Mouse is here, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. Fred mentioned
she made a lot of money there.
Did she know Jody Sue?
I don't know. I never asked her.
I heard Jody Sue. Well, yeah, I really am interested if she knows who Andy is. And I see those pictures. Do you know if the guy that came with Dawn was the same person each time?
Yeah, she said it was always the same guy.
She didn't say whether.
But she didn't know his name. But she said she really never wanted to give me everyone's name, really.
She didn't know, like, He didn't describe him in any way.
I mean, he said it was a younger guy. He was younger than Dawn. Or Donnie, as she called him.
So.
And one reason she learned Donnie's name is because he was a regular, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She said that they didn't have like a lot of drugs running in and out of there, like so there wasn't a lot of traffic, that they would be delivered to other people to, you know, dispense elsewhere. So they didn't have a lot of traffic in there. The people that come in there was usually for sex. The ones that know Playboy very well, and apparently he knows him from prison.
He knows Playboy from prison.
Right.
Dawn does.
We have to remember too that a lot of times people. Hey, Athena. Come here, Bandit. Don't you start. We have to remember a lot of times people say prison when they actually mean jail. So, too. So it could have been in jail. I kind of believe that's where Dawn met that Joseph Gooley. So also, I just got a response from Laura to the person who was asking if Laura was in chat on PG's last night under C Star. She absolutely was not. That was not her. Which is funny because they spelled her name wrong. I think it's hilarious. People are so dumb. Yeah, I pulled it up, Purple Sky. Is it the one that's currently live right now? Okay, so is it the one that she's live in right now? Yeah, C Star is not Laura. Mouse's Ear is only in Johnson City any longer. There was a location in Knoxville and Virginia. Yeah, it's probably the Knoxville one. Or who knows, actually. I don't know. Actually, it probably wasn't because she wasn't even... She didn't realize where she was. You guys, we have to remember this too. Supposedly, this lady of the night was taken there. She went there to hang out with her friend to this motel, and somehow she had no idea where she was. She went with her friend and they were messed up and they went there, and her friend left her there to pay off a debt that she owed. Her supposed friend left her there so that Playboy could cash in on her and traffic her and get her hooked on, get her, just keep feeding her drugs so that she couldn't leave. Because when you're addicted, you get dependent on the people supplying you drugs. That's a common tactic for pimps to use, where you become dependent on the drugs and you have to have them. Country Girl is saying C Star is a different Laura. Oh, I don't know, but she's just not. She's not. Yes, this has been played before, Lady of the Wood. We're just revisiting because of things that. Yeah, it's a different Laura. Or I don't know if it's a different Laura or no. This person was claiming to be Laura Fred's girlfriend. That C Star comment or account, and it's not. I don't know if she's a different Laura or what her name is, but she's not. I just know that she's not Laura, Fred's girlfriend. Yep, get them hooked on drugs. That's the easiest way, especially, and children too. It's horrible. I better. It looks like there's not much of this call left that I played, so we might as well listen to this.
I wonder what.
I mean, I need to go, but it's like
I don't know.
See,
But that's how that they had met with prison.
see, so I wonder how long Dawn has been going there because
She was there 10 months, and she said since she'd been there.
yeah, but I'm trying to think the last time that he would have been in prison though.
I don't know. I went to Playboy for like quite a bit of years of prison.
Playboy did quite a few years, or
Yeah, he done a few, like 10 years I think in prison.
do you know what for? Or
I think it was manslaughter, murder, something like that. Second degree murder or something. It was a murder charge.
So right there's an example of right there, that information right there. That how she mentions how he did a lot of prison time. And then she goes on to say, like, well, I think it was manslaughter. Like, you know, there would be a lot more. Is came back, paid that off, and left again. You know, because we're going over the
people, they're so lucky. They like
someone.
murder or manslaughter.
She said he was for killing somebody somehow. She didn't know how. She never asked the details.
Okay.
She wanted to say she tried to just keep him, calm.
And how old did she say he was? Did she know?
He's probably in his early 50s, late 50s. She said she don't think he's 60 yet, but he's in his 50s. But he don't look it. She said he looks like he's in his 30s.
Right. That's why black people.
How does she have answers to every question I ask? You know what I mean? Like, unless she's the person she's speaking of. This lady sounds like she has a first-hand account to me. I don't, it doesn't sound like it's her. If it's true, it sounds more like a first-hand account.
They're so lucky. They look young forever.
Yeah.
They look, they look younger longer, usually.
She said that she had thought about, overdosing herself, thinking she could get to the hospital to get away. And that a girl had done that once before. They took her to the hospital to get help, and apparently Playboy got paranoid and had his two guys go pretty much sneak her out of the hospital, brought her back to the hotel room, or to the hotel, and within 2 hours again, she overdosed again, and he told her just to take her and get rid of her, and they just took her and dumped her out somewhere.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
So she said she didn't have that idea no more either.
So they picked her up from the hospital and had her dumped somewhere.
No, they brought her back to the hotel after they picked her up from the hospital, but she was okay then. She came back and done more drugs and overdosed again. And he said, just take her and get rid of her. So they just took her and dumped her out somewhere. And she said she don't know what ever happened to the girl, or she was okay, or.
Oh my God! What? Did she describe what the lady or what the girl, anything about her?
No, she just had short hair. That's all she can remember about her. Because she said she thought about herself, overdosing, so they could take her to the hospital to get help. And after she seen that, she said she just forgot about that idea.
Did she know if the girl was like alive or when?
She was breathing, but she said, she was in bad shape. She needed some narco.
I can't believe they didn't keep them there on.
Justin,
There's another example of information she would not know. Like, she has short hair. Every single thing I'm asking her, there's an answer for almost. Like, like she has short hair. She was breathing she was breathing.
Who is this lady talking right this second? She's a genius.
When they dropped her off or took her somewhere because they didn't want her to go to the hospital because they was afraid that she was going to snitch on everything that was going on there.
To use it though, the girls were back. And she said they didn't have many people there, maybe 1 or 2 people a week, if that.
And
because most of the people out having affairs or something weekend there.
Right. So anything else that she's described about the place, like anything, like any colors?
The back of it was painted white, all of it.
The outside was white?
The back of it was. The back of like the banisters and stuff, the stairs were white. But it was more run down in the back than it did in the front. It wasn't kept up as good as the front was.
And did regular guests that would come stay there, like every occasion?
They would never know anything about the back.
They didn't know anything about the back. So usually
you can't see it unless you drove around back.
Oh, that's wow. So nobody would go back there. Okay.
Well, like she said, the whole time she was there for 10 months, the law had never come out there, not once.
Wow.
She said that they kept everything, but there was always someone there cooking meth or cooking crack there in the bottom, and it was the first thing. But they wouldn't allow us to go in there unless they were called in there. I think she said one of his guys was named Joey, and the other one, I can't remember what she said his name was, but one was Joey.
Joey. Because, well, I'm taking notes, sorry.
That's okay. I just thought I'd talk to you about this. I don't know what to tell you to do with the information. I don't want to get her involved. I don't want to cause her no more trouble or
I know.
put her in danger anyway.
I don't want to either.
But I just thought the septic tank thing was just bizarre.
But it's like, I feel
that was really bothersome.
It is like,
what the heck? So the call was okay. So now the call, I must be going back and forth. I don't know why, but now the call is earlier on in the call than it was just a little bit ago. So I must be like not going in order playing this or something. What the heck? That's weird. Because now it's at 40 minutes of the call, and it was literally just a little bit ago at 57 minutes of the hour and 7 minutes of the call. Now it's at 40. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to stay for all that.
Yeah, and I don't.
But she said the girls that were there now, they're okay with being there now because they have all their needs,
Well, because
the rest of drugs.
Yeah, because when you're addicted, that's all you really care about.
To be honest, I probably only have about 10 more minutes I can be here, but I'm trying to play the whole thing, Like this live is 10, almost 11 hours. What the hell?
But that's how she knew to contact me, was my email. And she told me her YouTube name.
Because they have all their needs,
Well, because
the rest of drugs.
Yeah, because when you're addicted, that's all you really care about.
And because they told her, you should be thankful for having a place to live. You're not living on the street.
Well, thank you much for being here.
Would the
they were okay with I just told them anyway, I guess.
Would the Playboy guy that dude, was he sleeping with the girls too? I'm guessing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was kind of a dumb question. So when she first got there, was you said that she was kind of like
She was like his trap queen.
what's it called?
She was just had to deal with just his trap queen, you know. She just had to deal with him, and she was like one of the top girls.
She just had to
deal with the rest of them, or yeah.
So
he had to deal with him.
He would basically, like all the new girls would be like his new
girls, yeah.
It would be who he slept with, and then when he got a new one in, he would just, that one would be like moved on to.
Well, not even that. It was the younger girl. It was the younger girl that dumped her off the totem pole. And she was 23. She said the new girl was like 20. She said there was another girl come in before that. It was like 30. And she didn't dump her off the totem pole. It was when the 20-year-old come in.
Wow.
And that's initially what got her beat on. Because when he came around to collect the money, he was like, why haven't you been giving me your money? And she said, because it's my money. And he said, no, you belong to me. You didn't pay me so much of your money.
Wow. So she didn't realize that at first, like that?
No, like I said, she's 23. She's a dumbass, you know?
Well, I would think that it would have told her, like, I don't know. Or maybe.
Well, there's one girl that was friendly. The rest of them are not really so friendly. Like, she said they're not like close. They're just kind of, most of them are drugged out of it most of the time. Just trying to get high. She said the drugs flew there. I mean, that's the thing. It was easy to get in debt with drugs and all your money be gone.
Right. Wow. So.
And yeah, I was like, oh my God. But she looked at Dawn and picture and she's like, who's that? And I said, that's her mom and dad. And she's like, I know him. That's Donnie. And I said, yeah. And then Dawn, you're up.
Wow. I really am just, I'm dying to know if she knows freaking Andy.
He was younger. Is he younger than Dawn? I don't know.
Yes. He's
But she knew he did drywall.
I sent you a.
She said he would always have drywall on him.
The other guy too, or?
No, just Donnie.
Okay.
Donnie had drywall on him all the time. And he took her that housing development and said that he'd done a lot of work there.
Because
they spent several hours there, apparently.
Because after Summer went missing in June 15th, it was around June 8th.
It was before Christmas.
Well, around June 18th, Andy had disappeared to Knoxville for like 21 days.
So he could have been there probably.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, like he just took off from Knoxville, and I'm wondering if, like, you know,
see, Knoxville is like a big city. See, this wasn't in the city part, like where the mouse is here and stuff is. This was like on the outskirts of town.
Yeah.
Like. But she said the hotel didn't really advertise, you know, anything unless you know it was there, you wouldn't even know it was there. She said there wasn't nothing around it really, no stores, no nothing. It was just kind of off by itself.
Fred Hill, a neighbor of Dawn, had mentioned that Andy would always disappear to Knoxville, and he said he didn't know what he was doing there. So I asked him if it was to get high, and he said, no, well, I don't think so, but
probably for good drugs there.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Or also, I do know that
she said they had pill presses too. They pressed pills down there too.
Wow. Probably made ecstasy or something, because
she said they pressed all kinds of pills there.
Wow. Well, I wonder what, so they would make
any kind of narcotics, really. They had pill presses for them, and they would press pills there. She said one room was for that, the other room was they do meth and crack in.
So they would just make fake pills, like they were actually, like make them look like they were.
Yeah, they were fake pills. Yeah, you can buy pill presses off the internet, and it has the numbers and everything on them, and presses them out, looks just like a pill.
Wow,
that's like an epidemic up here. The fake drugs are going around. Or synthetics, as they call them, yeah. Xanaxes are like bad.
That's what I
being pressed out here.
Right, that's what.
And any kind of pain pills.
That's what I was thinking immediately is pressed Xanax bars.
I wouldn't do a live right like that now, but this one was almost 11 hours. This one was one of my longest live streams ever. Yes, it is. This was from July 13th, 2022. But you guys should remember back in the day, I used to do the long. Thank you so much for a person that sent me the email. I'll definitely read that here in a second. From Sid. Thank you.
Yeah, and fentanyl's on a lot of them, and that's what's killing a lot of people.
Right. I was trying to.
See, she's on Suboxone or Subutex or something right now, and thank God she's on it.
Yeah, that's what I use to get off of pain medication. So it's
really, yeah, he done it for, I guess, meth and.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Hotels are built. She's talking about there was nothing right around her. We found lots of motels that aren't like there's nothing to the sides of them. She said like it's basically not like I've definitely traveled places. That's a good way to make money is to build a hotel kind of like away where there's no other hotels around. But what she meant is that there wasn't, I'm sure it wasn't like in the country.
Ziggy Springer.
She meant. But we've come up with a lot of different
Ziggy
motels that didn't. I don't recognize her voice at all.
Oh, looky there, guys.
She's talking about motels, not hotels.
I think that's the end of what I played, but looky here. Look what I end up playing here. You guys, look at this. Does this look familiar? We were just playing this last night. This was from April 21st, 2022. And that's what the deception detective was playing last night or yesterday that he went over. So anyways, here's the link of my Lady of the Night video. If people are interested. But I'm going to need to listen to that call again and see. Right, Little Dev, because that's where think about it. If you're a weirdo, wouldn't that be the place you would go? Oh, thank you so much, Crazy Mom. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anyway, I don't ever know how to say thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just listened to the Lawson-in-Law call today. What's that? The Lawson-in-Law. Lawson-in-Law. Where's that at, Jude? Jam, you were the wiener today. What do you mean? You go, oh no, you're good. It was a pretty good live though, I think. Anyways, I'm glad that we listened to that call again. I guess I'll have to listen to it and see if there's anything else, or maybe I can just like upload the whole thing. If there's nothing in it that is, it just sucks because then I have to listen to all these before I upload the whole thing, and I just don't have time because I want to make sure that there's nothing in it that like persons, which I don't think it's gonna have anybody's names in it, but thank you. Did you buy me so Crazy Mom's the one that got me the chimes for when Jim passed away. That's still out on my porch to this day, and I absolutely love it. It's crazy. It's funny because you guys can hear that chime if you listen. You can always hear it because I'm right next to this room I'm in right now is right next to the porch. So a lot of times you're gonna, holy crap! You won $10,000 in Vegas, Crazy Mom? Holy shit. That game, I always saw people winning things on the Buffalo game. That's funny. Congratulations. Something like that would never happen to me, probably. No, I meant to. Nicely done. Do you not want to be one? If you don't want to be one, I understand. Sometimes people don't want to. You've been around for a long time and always supportive, and Ziggy had a caller who said he was related to the Lawsons, Lights, Browns, Dykes, etc. Well, did I? I don't remember, but it's possible that somebody could be related to all those people because they're all related. I mean, Fred's all related to many of those. I think Crawford's, Bernard's. I don't think Lawson. Maybe some Lawsons. Dykes, probably. $10,007. That's awesome. Do you know if there's any truth in H's dad supposedly being indicted? Really? Indicted for what? You're fine. Nicely done. Don't feel any obligation at all. Just being here like normal, like when you want to. It doesn't. Sometimes mods feel bad if they're not here all the time, and that's why we have multiple mods so that you guys don't have to be here all the time. He talked about Jody Sue being the snitch for that big 2013. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Are you talking about Solo Cup? Oh, those are so cute. Can I share a picture of your fur babies, Crazy Mom? Before we go? Let me email it to myself. They're little Shih Tzu, whatever, however you say it, I think. Right? Or is that the kind of pups those are? Yeah. No, it's not a sheep. Is it? No, it's not a Shih Tzu. What am I, an idiot? What kind of pups are those, Crazy Mom? Oh my gosh, it's not a what the heck? YouTube has been acting weird. He said it 2 hours ago. I believe something to do with summer, but not sure what to believe from him. You're talking about Solo Cup, Jude? I'm waiting for, oh, shoot, I almost sat on freaking Bandit. He would have been squashed like a pancake. He's like 4 pounds. Poor thing. I'd feel horrible, like seriously. Just waiting to hear back from Crazy Mom. Okay. Why am I having a brain fart? Tell me what kind of pups these are again. You guys will know. So it's the same kind of dogs that these are the type of, I watched 2 dogs. This lady's 2 dogs. She had these type, what are these again? What type of, how do I not remember what kind of dog this is? The one looks like, in the back, looks like it could be a wiener mix with Yorkie. There you go, Yorkie. Crazy Mom, are all of them Yorkshires, even the one in the back? Is the one in the back a mix? She says they are Otis Cole, Jasper, and Charlie. They're all 4.5 to 6 pounds. Look at that. Look at them. I like the one on the front left. Let me ask her. Is the one... I don't know. The one in the back looks like I have like a longer nose. So I was wondering if maybe that one is I have a Havanese. We're headed home from dog park right now. Had to let her stretch her legs away from other dogs though. Scared about that illness going around. Love Yorkie. Used to have a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. He was the sweetest thing ever. Oh my gosh, can't be any sweeter than Bandit. I've never seen anything like Bandit. The same? They're all Okay, so the one in the back is a Yorkie too. I'm wondering, a Yorkie poo? Andrew lies. Like, I hope he's not lying about something. I don't understand. See, I don't get that. That just looks so suspicious when you do things like that. And that's too bad because Andrew can be he can be a nice guy. Like, it's just, I can't stand liars, especially when you're going to purposely put out lies about anything to do with a missing child. Like, okay, so she says the two up front are brothers from the same litter, and the one in the back has same daddy, different litter. Is the one in the back a boy too? Ziggy, Jam 420, and I. Okay. All right. I need to get a good picture of them. Bandit's easy, but Athena, like, every time I try to take a picture of her, she thinks it means that I want her to come to me. I have to kind of like sneak a picture. A sneak attack. Whose pups are they? They're Crazy Mom's pups. Crazy Mom 23. All boys, she says. I've always been like a girl, like girl animals, really. Because you think that they're supposed, calmer but Bandit is like the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Athena is too, but Bandit, he just lays on you like a baby wherever you put him. Mine's 8 years old. 8 pounds, spoiled, rotten. Oh, liars and thieves are the worst kind of people. Yep. And if you're one of the two, then you're probably the other two, or the other one. Is that even legal to discuss a grand jury appearance? I don't know. I mean, I suppose, I don't know. That's interesting though, Cheryl, if that's true. If he's been indicted by a grand jury, that is definitely interesting. I hope, like, if it's not to do with Summer Wells, like, he would say that instead of make people insinuate or, guess that it is. But indicted means to be charged, though. So you guys saying that Andrew is being charged? Does he mean that he's been? Wouldn't that be summoned? Does he mean he's been summoned? The fact that he said indicted, like, she's sure he doesn't mean summoned. If he'd been indicted by a grand jury, he'd be arrested, wouldn't he? That means charged. He has to appear. See, the fact that he says indicted makes me already feel like he's full of shit, because he would know it would say summons. Is it a New York thing or a Tennessee thing? First I've heard of this. Oh, what? Being summoned by a grand jury? Or being, grand jury can subpoena people to appear. Yes. He included Dawn and Candace. He said Dawn and Candace have been indicted too. Misty, is that true? Is that what? Set him out. Who's that? Hey, Jude and I are scheming. Oh. Your little wiener dog. I've never like, you love dash hounds. I've never loved it like this. I don't never, but I understand. Like, I've just never really been a fan of those type of dogs. When did Andrew say this? Supposedly today, I guess. All right, guys, I've got to go, but you'll see me later in the YouTube streets. So thank you guys so much. And the people who donated, that was so kind. And wow, thank you guys so much. And I will talk to you guys all later.